So I'm at Midnight Pumpkin here in Kingston. Is this Kingston as?
East Molesley.
East Molesley.
Coast.
To get my first tattoo for what? It must be 2 years or more. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm getting today. It was all a dream. Around my leg.
Yeah.
In a, you know, notorious, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
it's going to be good.
So all the way round, what up? Yeah.
We're going to have that round a thigh, I think. I've sort of run out of space in a lot of other parts of my body. That would go round an arm, but I quite feel like...
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, back in the day, the placement of a tattoo was probably more important than the tattoo itself to me.
Right.
But now I'm just littered with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter where they go or what they look like. I've sort of passed that level now. Yeah, I reckon that works, don't you?
Is the size, yeah. Is the size okay? A bit bigger, smaller?
Don't know, what do you think, Az? I quite like the... I wondered if I should have it wrapped all the way around. It's also nice to be able to read it though in one,
The
isn't
only
it?
thing...
This ain't going to hurt too much on here, is it, Az?
No, it's not too bad.
It's an exceptional service. I only... Watch that. I only come really to Az because, you know, where else do you get your legs shaved before a tattoo? It's really nice of him.
Ooh, a lovely service.
Sorry, mate, I should have done this, shouldn't I? Although being a professional cyclist, technically they should be shaved. I never shaved them once my entire career.
Would downhillers do that though?
Yeah, one well-known British UK downhiller shaved his legs
Danny Hart?
from day one.
Did he?
Not Danny Hart.
Oh. Who?
I don't want to say.
Steve Pete?
Not saying, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like why? Palmer used to shave his entire body.
Wow.
Leg ain't going to be painful, is it?
No, it's not too bad.
Oh, hang on, fuck me, I've got to stay still.
Okay, we put it on, have a look if it's need to move or straighten or anything.
The quietest you've been all day. Is it really? Yeah, I am a little bit, yeah. Well, yeah, it's part of the excitement of it as well. It's not just fear.
Good. Ready? Oh,
Here we go. That's payment. I might not be saying that in 3 hours' time, but that ain't bad at all.
Alright?
Yeah, fine. What's up? Oh yeah, no pain.
Just look like you're squinting a bit there.
No, it's his lights above me. Really bright.
No pain then.
I mean, it tickles.
Yeah?
There's a tickle there. It's so ticklish.
Okay.
That's it done then, Az, is it?
Yeah,
It's nice, isn't it?
all done. Yeah, awesome, nice and simple.
Mate, you did that so quick. Do you reckon you got time for another small tattoo?
Yeah, sure. What you want?
What? No.
Yeah!
Yeah, let's go.
All hail the egg! I mean, are we taking the cult thing a bit too far?
You're going to get that tattooed on your body?
Well, yeah.
Well,
You've seen my other tattoos.
It's like forever.
Yeah, they're not, permanent. Yeah, but I like it. Don't you think it looks cool? I'm being hatched.
What's the date?
The date is the first YouTube video we dropped, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, I suppose it is, yeah.
Yeah, hatched. I mean, yeah, it's the hatching. This scene is the hatching.
Yeah.
All
got to
hail.
be
Yeah.
Well, where are you going to go with that?
I think on, where do you reckon? I haven't got a lot of room left on my body. On the leg, I reckon.
done. Yeah, so
While we've got a bit of time, should we take your top off and we'll go through your other tattoos?
Probably,
You talk
if
us
people
through?
are actually, do you think anyone would actually be interested in seeing my other tattoos? I mean,
Yeah, I'm
Az,
interested.
what do you think about my tattoos? You've done 99% of them. Are they, they're alright and they're not weird. Would you class them as weird or are most people's this fucked
I
up?
see lots of stuff, so
Well
never
said.
get to
You should be a
surprise
politician,
anyone.
man, with an answer
Yeah.
like that.
Have you ever tattooed a picture of a man hatching out of an egg before?
Nope.
No. Right, there you go.
Look at it, it looks fucking mental. It'll be hard one to hide from the parents, this one.
Look at the size of it.
Looks good, doesn't it? It fucking looks great there, doesn't it? Just drop the shorts so we know how low they're... It won't rub off, will it?
No, it's fine.
Just a couple of little licks.
I think it's perfect. Let's do it. I love it. Well, if people want to see my tattoos, now's the time, I suppose. We're in a tattoo parlour.
Yeah, we'll talk him through it, especially as he's
I'm
done.
a little heavier than I'd like to be, but I'll deal with that by breathing in.
Tattoo number one was?
Tattoo number one was the crown with the British royal family, or Kate and what was her husband called? William.
Prince William.
Prince William and Kate. Then one of the kids is on there, isn't it?
So you've had the kids added on separate after?
George and Charlotte. I think they've had a third since, so this needs updating.
They have.
But you know, with the royal family's kind of, shall we say, recent history not being ideal, I might take a step back and leave that as it is now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
fair enough.
I won't be getting Prince Andrew on there, will I?
And why did you? No. Why did you? Why that? Why was that a choice? What?
So I was in X Fighters Dubai, my first TV job really, and I was like the expert. I was one of the hosts, and the director had a genius idea. Like, FMX riders are all covered in tattoos. Would I get a tattoo? And I'd been thinking about like most people, I'd always thought about having a tattoo.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, why not? You know, it was sort of an excuse to break that first tattoo. So I got that done. The weirdest thing about that tattoo was that tattoos are completely illegal in Dubai. Like, there's no tattoo stores anywhere.
Yeah.
So we traced through the internet a bloke, can't remember his name, who came to the hotel room to do it. And honestly, if I knew anything, a few of the FMX riders gave me some advice, like, where are you going to get it? I was like, on the side of my ribs here, and they were like, and I was like, why? And they were like, yeah, that'll hurt a bit. I went through my entire minibar, and then someone went next door, and I emptied. By the time of it, I was so drunk, but the ribs, the pain was immense, yeah. Then the second one was done in Wickham.
Which was?
Cave Laborum. Which is
just the words?
Yeah, I just got that there. I don't know why, I just fancied it. Cave Laborum is Latin for beware of work. So that fits, because I never really had a job. After that, Azzy started doing my tattoos. And what do you remember which was the first one you did on me, Az?
It was either
I think it might have been that.
Or the one on the side, it might be.
I think it was King Henry VIII.
It might be King Henry, yeah.
So after that, it was King Henry VIII, just keeping the royalist theme going, you know what I mean? King Henry, to be honest, like, why King Henry VIII? Why not? He created a religion so he could, you know, have more wives, have more women.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what the Church of England is. He bolted from the Roman Catholic Church and started, he was basically, couldn't get divorced or something, you know what I mean? Like, the Roman Catholics, the Pope was like, no more wives, no more divorces, what you doing? King Henry VIII was like, you know, I'm King Henry VIII, I'm a Tudor, I do exactly what I like when I like, cut her head off, and let's start a new religion so I can get a new wife. Simple as that. So he literally lobbed her head off. Yeah. Next day, started the Church of England. Yeah, COE, which is what I am actually, a Church of England. I was christened to be to go to school, Church of England. I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form, by the way, except for the egg cult, of course.
Of course.
I was going to say, is that your?
That is my religion.
With like the Henry VIII thing, you're going to do similar with the egg cult, just kind of create your own religion.
I won't go around beheading people.
No?
No, you mustn't.
But
multiple wives?
No, I don't think that's going to be part of this cult either. Although, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think the egg cult is going to be more about. It'll be a way of life in that it will be more, but it's going to be more like Buddhism than Christianity or Catholicism. It's going to be like that, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like a way of life, like Buddhism. It's sort of a religion, but more a way of life. All hail the egg. Like the egg, you know what I mean? It can do everything. You can survive on eggs. So let's celebrate that.
What was next?
Next was the great highwayman, Dick Turpin. That also was one of the most agonising experiences of my life, being on the ribs. But how cool do they look on your sides?
Yeah.
Like, they look good.
How's he do that one?
Yeah, Dick Turpin was a good one, wasn't it, Az?
Yeah.
I decided from that to go for an English musket, which is probably my least favourite tattoo.
Is it?
Yeah, well, I've got.
That one. That's That's one of my favourites.
Is it really? I feel weird having a gun tattooed on me, but it isn't a gun. It's like
It's
an
not
English
like an
musket.
AK-47, is it?
No, it's not an AK. It's a useless English musket to do with the Roundheads and the Cavaliers. And Turpin was firing one, you know, with a big puff of smoke.
Yeah.
So that led to that.
Right.
And then after that, I think we probably went with maybe the clock.
And what's the significance of the time? And
It has got a significance, but I'm not saying it here.
why? Time does it say?
5-2-12. And it's actually got Rolex written across it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I thought all these tattoos up. That's one nice thing
Yeah,
about them. Like they're all pretty much mine, I think, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5-12, that one. That's a date.
Nice.
An important
Yeah,
date. I like that one as well.
Yeah.
And it's a Rolex. Always good to have a Rolex on you.
Yeah.
And then the next one, I'm going to say definitely was
Yeah.
one of the most.
What is that?
Oh my God! But if you look in a mirror, I'll show you afterwards.
Oh.
At the time, I was watching a lot of Friends. I'm a bit embarrassed. And you know, in the morning, that Joey goes, "How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?" Well, that is that in reverse. But when I'm looking in a mirror and brush my teeth in the morning, I look at it and it says, "How you doing?" Didn't you know that?
I can see it now. Oh my God.
It's perfect in a mirror. At the time, was against doing it backwards because he said it's just going to look like a mistake. And I was like, yep. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
most people have most stomach tats are pretty gang and they're pretty gnarly, right? A stomach tat like that. So that was next. And then I probably went to America because it was dirty business around this time. I just started working for Red Bull. And we wanted to get a tattoo for Dirty Business, which was a Red Bull series I did, which you can still find online, unbelievably.
Yeah.
And I wanted look at the time, so I've got look at the time put on my arse. And at the same time, though, they let me do my own tattoo, which is just above where Az is tatted now, which was I did Dirty Business, but I wrote it myself, so I tattooed myself for that.
And that's why it's.
Yeah, the weird thing was we went all over New York going, yeah, can we get a tattoo? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I want to do it myself. Oh my God, no. They were like, no chance.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like hygiene and law
yeah.
and that. And then I saw, we're in one of the ghetto parts of New York, and there was some stairs going up into a building, like a narrow doorway, and it said gold on one step, and the next one up it said tattoos, and I was like, can I tattoo myself? Yeah, no problem. So I just tattooed myself. Yeah, it was fucking great. Then I'm going to say it was probably the self portrait of me on a beach,
Oh yeah.
which is like all palm trees, and under the top it says "Living the Dream."
Yeah.
And it was because at the time I was working pretty hard, or harder than I'd ever worked in my entire life, trying to be a commentator. Like, I grafted to be a good commentator. I don't mind admitting that I fucking really tried.
Yeah.
I went on all these weird courses and learnt a lot. I worked closely with a bloke, but it was everything I had to take it on board and not commentate as I'd commentated for Freecaster, which was just getting drunk and shouting. So I had to find, I had to be a commentator, and I really couldn't believe you could be taught in it. But anyway, it took me a long, long time to take it on board, and I did. But it was hard work, and then I've always worked hard at commentary. Like I did really on Freecaster, but probably not as much as now. But like the stats and the numbers and the information, which I enjoy, but it's work, and felt like I was overworking, but only because compared to never having a job, I was.
Yeah.
So I got that tattoo to remind me that good times are just around the corner, and it's like me on a beach, living the dream, palm trees. Yeah, I love it. Nice tattoo. Yeah.
You got 2 numbers and the Ace of Spades over on this.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Ace of Spades, just because it's I love that tune by Motorhead. Yeah, that was why that went on there, and it fit. The 11 and the 7 are in 1976. I'm a big fan of British sportsmen, and there's no greater British sportsman actually than Barry Sheen and James Hunt, and they both won World Championships in 1976. James Hunt was number 11 that year, and Barry Sheen, I think, was always number 7. So that's what that is. And actually, we had a bit of time left over and I said to Az, got anything for my shoulder? And he went, I like skulls. And I literally went, yeah, let's do a skull. So we did a skull. And then after that was probably this shoulder, because I felt a bit unbalanced. And I love this tattoo. It's just an English rose.
Okay.
But as you know, if you know me, I've planted I've got like 20 English roses bushes in my garden.
Literally footage on this camera of you planting one this morning.
Oh no. Well, you
told me not to use it, but
you might be able to use it there quickly. I like the position of that one. Like the front of the shoulder, I love that tattoo placement.
And then over on that side as well, there's a seahorse being ridden by Darth Vader.
Yeah, that might be my favourite tattoo. I came up with that one really all on my own.
Okay.
And I love Star Wars, which is why I've got the Jedi sign here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what can I say? Darth Vader riding the seals. Why not?
And then there's another picture of someone on your back.
Oh, the big one in the middle.
With long hair.
That is my bald mate Bertie dog, and we raced. I did a race. Literally, it was a few years ago with bloody Dave Garland, God rest his soul, as my mechanic. So it's quite poignant now because I watched it back after he died the other day, and it had me in tears actually. Yeah, it made me really sad. But yeah, I did this race at Antistiniog, and it was a JMC, Jason McCroy, who died. Yeah, 25 years before, right? It was a memorial race for him.
Yeah, and they plant a tree for him up there or something.
Eh? That's right. Yeah, that's right. Planted a tree, but it was a nice week. A lot of people hadn't seen anyway, and then it got a bit silly, and they were like, right. Well, me and Bertie got silly and became quite competitive, and the loser had to have a tattoo of the other one's face on them with the winning time. So that is basically me losing a bet, and that is Bertie. Bertie is completely bald. He's been as bald as long as I can remember him. Yeah. Like probably since he was like 14, he hasn't had any hair. Bless him. Yeah. So I put Pat Sharp's mullet on him to make him feel good. Yeah. But what I didn't know, because it was on my back, and I did think it was taking a while, is that not knocking out Azzy's work here at all, but it is probably 3 times bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like it does dominate the centre of my spine. I don't know, yeah, it's way, honestly, I covered it up well that day, but when I looked in the mirror I nearly cried. I was like, oh my God, it was supposed to be like a small token, you know what I mean? We've done the life, so what else is there?
Churchill?
Is that on the front here? No, it's on my back. Winston Churchill. Why Winston Churchill? I love Churchill. Like he was a proper leader, wasn't he? He was the bollocks. Like he's a bit like King Henry VIII. They didn't fuck about. They got it done.
Yeah.
So I got a tattoo of him really.
The flying bread, piece of bread.
Yeah. So there's a big loaf on my back with wings.
Yeah.
Angel's wings on it, and it says Ezra on it, which is my Doberman who I loved. So the Doberman I never trained him. He was a massive, huge male Doberman, and he, there's a pond outside my house, and he used to just bolt. If the gate's open, he'd bolt and get in the pond and chase the ducks. And he used to swim around after the ducks. And I'd pop out every couple of hours to make sure he was all right. Like he'd literally swim the length of the pond with these ducks swimming away from him. They'd get to one end where they'd run out of water, fly over him, land the other side of the pond, and he'd swim back. He used to do lengths, but like for 5 or 6 hours. Yeah. And one day I went out there to see if he was all right, and there was 2 old deers sat on this bench, and one of them said, I was like, thinking, fucking dog's out of control again. At this point, he wasn't barking because he'd been in there 5 hours. He was exhausted. He was just swimming, but you could only see his head.
Yeah. And
this woman said to me, she goes, "Excuse me, sir. Do you know what the black duck is? It's ever so aggressive to the others." And then he came out and they were like, "Oh, it's a dog." But the tattoo is because he snuck out the gate once because he could smell food, and they were having a harvest fair on the village green. I mean, it's pretty posh where I live. They have a harvest fair. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. But everyone in the village makes shit and takes it round there, and I don't know what they do. Anyway, and I watched him trot off, and I was like, "Ezra!" And I just watched him trot off, and I thought, I ain't going up there. It's going to be bad. He'll be back in a minute.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Literally, I just stood there. Less than a minute later, I just heard this almighty scream, and I was like, oh my, like this woman, like, ah! And I was like, oh my God. So I started to walk up towards the village green. Yeah, casual jaunt.
Yeah.
And there he was, coming back down the footpath, looking pleased as punch with himself, the full Doberman-like run they do, jog, with a complete loaf of bread in his mouth. And he'd gone up there and just hoofed it off one of the women's desks. Dad was I didn't care less, but Dad was quite worried about it. They might have him put down, so we went up there with 20 quid for the loaf, a bit sharpish, and smoothed it all over, yeah. Nice. But that's that tattoo, yeah. It's a good tattoo, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Amazing.
I can't think what else I got. the big R with the crown is I suppose, I don't know what it is really, but I've always loved crowns, as I said, and obviously my favourite musician, rapper, whatever you want to call him, is Notorious B.I.G. And obviously it's iconic, the crown slightly on the piss. Yeah. So there's just an R with a crown slightly on the piss, which I do really like. And actually it's the logo kind of been updated for YouTube. It's that much the same. Yeah. And then I had that big R there, and I felt a bit lost without a W because it's my initial. So I got this big W on my leg, and I love that font. I love that circus font, and I also love words. Like actually, I do like words. You know, funnily enough, what I do for a living, innit? Words. So I like letters and words. Weird. Yeah. I could cover my body in letters. Wouldn't bother me one bit. Nice. So one of the few tattoos that Azzy didn't do is that big Maori one on my back. And I went to New Zealand for Red Bull Wild Rides, that series I did. Yeah. And one of the things was to get a tattoo by a Maori. But the guy that, and forgive me, I can't remember his name, but the tattoo artist that did it was a full-on, proper, much respected Maori tattoo artist. Yeah. And he wouldn't do that style on me because I'm not a Maori. He would only do Maori style tattoos on Maoris, right? Which is real cool. Yeah. And he told us all the history of it, and it was amazing. And he ended up doing it in the modern style like as he did. But I had a Maori tattoo, and honestly, afterwards he told me all the meanings of it was insane. Amazing. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, and he did it freehand. Yeah. And it was done he was incredible. It was done so quick. Yeah, and it was one of the most painful things ever as well. Yeah. I got one on the back. What's that dude who walks around with a big sickle? Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper. Well, I like that because it's a tattoo. It's the Grim Reaper, and it says "Time the Avenger" on it. I think, like no one ever escapes time. Mm-hmm. You're gonna die. And then the other, probably the last one on my back is Bad Boy Club, which is like that dude doing that, which is just a brand actually from like the 80s. Ricky Johnson, probably the greatest. Well, he's not the greatest actually, but he was an incredible, cool Californian supercross motocross racer. And I met him a few years ago actually at a Red Bull dude. He drives race trucks now. But yeah, so Ricky Johnson kind of inspired the Bad Boy Club tattoo. Nice. And I like it. I always had them. I wore Bad Boy Club tees and stickers on all my helmets when I was doing motorbike racing. So yeah. Nice. Good. Yeah. Mint. So another couple of tattoos done. Eggman is now very real on my leg. And it was all a dream. Thanks very much, Az. So what have we got to do here now?
Outro.
Oh yeah. What's that now? That's it, I've done it. Oh, and also, did we mention that there is merch of the tattoo?
Hello. Someone came
Woo! If this doesn't sell this time, then I'm not having any. This is the last tattoo I'm having to try and sell a few t-shirts, alright? Fine. Okay, so if you want one anyway, you can get them on the site now. There's two things I have to do, and I can never remember what they are, genuinely. One is like or subscribe.
I'm going to start changing that in the edit. Try it again.
Like and subscribe.
See? Magic.
What's happened? Have you made it say and on the second one?
Yeah. Do it again.
No, I'm not giving you more ands, am I?
Try. See if you can...
Like.
And.
Subscribe. Like.
And.
Subscribe.
No? Unlucky.
Az, thanks very much. Could you say he's obviously a massive mountain biking fan. Yeah. What is it that I say quite a lot?
Look at the time.
Woo! Motherfuckers! Right, job done. Let's get out of here.
See ya.
Az, thank you.
See you later.
Brilliant, mate. I'll be back soon now. No more COVID breaks.
Anytime.
I'll be back to my 2 tattoos a year.
Where are you walking off this time?
I'm going out there, out into the streets, getting a jag and go home.
Sorry. See ya.
Right. Cheers, mate.
See you later.
Thanks, Az. We'll see you again, mate.
Anytime.
Yeah, I'll be back now. It's time, isn't it? Take it easy. See you later, losers. Not you, them. Bye.
Yeah.